Welcome to my crystal world, a journey I want to share with you of my love for crystals. Let's start at the beginning then. When the earth formed, crystals were created, and as the planet changed and changes, crystals have continued to transform and transmute. From the beginning of times, they are the earth's DNA. This means a chemical imprint for evolution, so they contain all the information about the Earth's development and the memory of the powerful forces that shaped it. Some crystals were formed from experimenting an enormous pressure. Others grew in chambers deep underground. Some were placed down in layers. Others dripped and drizzled into becoming. All their different ways of becoming affected their properties and the way they function. But it doesn't make a difference what form they took or take, their crystalline structure is able to absorb, conserve, focus, and release energy. Crystals are formed out of an enormous amount of minerals. But a crystal is defined by its internal structure. They have a repeated atomic grid or lattice unique to them, and this is how crystals are identified. They can have many different external forms and colors. Sometimes we discard them because we think this can't surely be a crystal due to the different minerals they contain, which gives them all different colors. But the internal structure of any crystalline formation is constant and unchanging, whereas the external planes are an outward expression of its internal order and can come into existence in one of 7 possible geometric forms: triangles, squares, rectangles, hexagons like this, hexagons, rhomboids, parallelograms, and trapeziums. And at the center of the crystal, we find the atom, and its dynamic and its particles and its components are in constant motion and vibrating at a certain frequency. This gives the crystal the energy and its life. Some crystals, such as quartz, originate from the flaming gases and melted minerals in the Earth's center. They come up towards the surface as they are superheated and are set in motion by stresses caused by the Earth's huge plates on the surface. When they meet the solid rock, they cool and solidify. This process can take eons. It can also be very fast and furious. An example of this latter is the gas-like substance formed from molten lava rather than crystals, such as the obsidian. Crystals such as aventurine are made from liquid magma at high temperatures. Others, such as the tourmaline, is formed when the gases penetrate the nearby rocks. When the magma cools down, allowing water vapor to condense into liquid, the mineral-rich solution turns into crystals. And when the same solution penetrates cracks in the rocks and cools very slowly, large crystals, such as the amethyst, are formed. The garnet, for example, is formed deep in the earth when minerals melt and recrystallize under great pressure and enormous heat. Crystals are also formed from an erosion process like the calcite. Rocks at the surface break down and the mineralized water dripping through the rocks make up the material of the new crystals. So remember, crystals are formed in various ways, but whatever form they take, they have a crystalline structure that can absorb, conserve, focus, and emit and release energy. So you go into the crystal shop and are surrounded by many possible choices. If you have a specific purpose for choosing a crystal or crystals, like just feel like bringing a crystal into your life or as decoration, or it might be a physical symptom that needs healing. If that were the case, remember that there are different causes that may cause that symptom, and maybe not all are conscious to you. For example, if it were a digestive problem, it could have to do with fear, worry, lack of abundance, a job problem. So you might end up choosing a crystal that has to do with confidence, trust. And the same goes for an emotional state of mind or a spiritual disconnection. So just trust your intuition. Trust your inner perception of which crystal is best for you at that given time. There will be a crystal that will attract your attention, speak to you. Your hand may tingle if you are touching any. Remember that size or shape or roughness doesn't modify the effectiveness of their power. Their subtle vibrations affect the physical, emotional, mental, psychological, and spiritual levels of being. You could, of course, Google, read books as a guide before going, but I strongly believe that our higher self is very wise and knows exactly what we need for our well-being. After you've got your crystals, of course, read up and find out all about their attributes, together with the physical, psychological, mental, emotional effect and the use they have in healing. But always trust your own intuition. So you've bought your new crystal or crystals, which you chose with intuition or resonance, or maybe with a specific purpose like healing a physical symptom or some spiritual emotional disconnection, whatever the reason. Now you get home and it's time to cleanse them. So my suggestion is the first two alternatives are the ones that I would choose when you first buy it, because you don't know what energies they have absorbed. Place your crystal or crystals inside a bowl with water and sea salt or Himalayan salt for quite a few hours. I suggest overnight. Placing them in the grass during the night so they receive the moonlight is also a really good way of cleansing them. Holding it under running water also cleanses your crystal from all negative energy. Hold your crystal up to the sunlight with intention that it is releasing all negative and toxic energy. The method I use after so many years of experience is just holding it and just visualizing, imagining, or just with the intention that there's a light that's going right through them, cleansing them of all negative energy. And sometimes, as I have so many, I just send that intention to all of them, and I know that they have been cleansed. So the big question, how do we keep them so that they're safe and protected? Well, the smooth ones and the rough ones I recommend not to put together, because the rough ones could harm the smooth ones. So that said, you can keep them in a pouch. Maybe you want to have them in a handbag or on you or something. I would obviously myself protect them by putting them maybe inside a tissue, especially these, so they don't harm each other. And if not, literally just put them in some little box. I love my purple because I have the intention that the purple is always transmuting and keeping them pure. So you can, keep them in a little box. So there are different places that you can keep them, but love them and keep them safe. I also like to keep some of my crystals in these plastic containers, where if I just have one or two of a certain variety, I can actually put a name tag on them just in case I forget what it is. And also it is much easier if I have to take them with me somewhere. They are easily packed and can travel safely. Crystals work through resonance and vibration. They heal holistically. They work on the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual levels of being. They rely on subtle energies and dissolve disease, blocked feelings, suppressed emotions, negative thinking, physical imbalances. They get to the root of the cause. They work through vibration, rebalancing the energy field, for example, the chakras. Most diseases result from a combination of factors at subtle levels, for example, emotional disconnection, etc. Dedicating and programming your crystals helps them to work more efficiently. It is part of the ritual of working with them. As crystals are powerful beings in their own right, they need to be approached with respect and will be very pleased to cooperate with you. Connecting with your crystal on a regular basis allows your crystal to talk to you, to share with you. There are crystals that energize, others that calm, some both. Some heal quickly and some slower. You can lay them on or around your body between 10 or 20 minutes. So, for example, hold the crystal in the palm of your hand. Imagine it full of light, surrounded by light. And say, I dedicate this crystal to be used in light and love. Then if you want, you can program it for a specific purpose, but be clear as possible. If you're seeking healing, say exactly which condition and what you want to happen. So in my next reel, we'll go more specifically into working and meditating with crystals. Meditation is a way of shutting off your mind, calming your thoughts, and having a deeper connection with yourself. It has many benefits on the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual planes because it releases stress, it's very harmonious, it's healing, relaxing, etc. It's like opening the door to another world. So, meditating with a crystal is one of the easiest ways to be in tune with its energy, to get to know it, to receive information about it and about yourself. You can lose yourself within the crystal. In this peaceful connection, solutions and insights rise up into awareness. So remember, before you do this, make sure that your crystal has been cleansed so that its energy is pure. Then find a peaceful place that you know you won't be disturbed or distracted. Get rid of your phone, inside or outside, it's the same. Sit down comfortably, as relaxed as possible. And in the next reel, we'll see how to connect with your crystal. So sit comfortably and do some conscious breathing so that you release tensions and relax. Then hold your crystal in one hand or use both, or put it in front of you and slightly shut your eyes and look at your crystal. Notice its color, shape, and weight. Feel its vibrations entering your hand. Allow yourself to travel slowly within the crystal, exploring its inner planes. And when you're ready, gently close your eyes. You will no doubt perceive, feel, acknowledge as you contemplate with your inner being. You are both connected and may feel different sensations, emotions, receive information, insights. At some stage, you will know it is time to thank your crystal and come back to reality. Leave your crystal to one side and observe how you feel. You may feel a heightened awareness. You may feel lightheaded, excessively emotion, unable to function properly. This means that you're ungrounded. So the thing to do now is walk barefooted if you can outside, drink some water, even eat, stomp your feet, anything to make you be here in the present, here and now in the reality. Rose quartz is the love crystal. It purifies and opens the heart to be able to feel unconditional love, true essence of the meaning of love, and it helps us to connect to our inner essence. It connects with the infinite peace, with receptiveness, trust, harmony, compassion, sensitivity, empathy, kindness. It helps us to love ourselves, to feel self-worth, acceptance, self-forgiveness. It attracts love, and so it's nice to have around because it helps us to find the beauty in all that is, in all that surrounds us. It restores trust and harmony in relationships. It draws off negative energy, and it releases unexpressed emotions coming from heartache, for example. It soothes emotional pain and grief, and it comforts, calms, and reassures us, so very good in times of crisis and conflict. Physically, it strengthens the heart and the circulatory system. It releases impurities from the body fluids, and placed on the thymus, it aids chest and lung problems. It helps to heal kidneys and adrenals. So, this is basically one of my favorite crystals to have around. Amethyst connects you to the love of the divine. It is powerful and protective. It connects to higher states of consciousness and meditation, and it opens up spiritual awareness and can open to another reality. It transmutes lower energies to a higher frequency in the subtle bodies. It calms or stimulates the mind depending on the needs. It enhances your memory, helps you focus, understand and assimilate new ideas. It improves motivation, helps to dispel anger, rage, fear, anxiety. It alleviates sadness and grief as well, and helps insomnia and headaches. It's a natural tranquilizer. It helps in the production of hormones, the metabolism. It strengthens the immune system. It cleanses the digestive tract, regulates the flora, removes parasites, and cleanses the blood. It balances and connects the physical, mental, and emotional to the spiritual world. It cleans your aura, transmuting all negative energy. And it stimulates your throat, crown, and third eye centers. So very good to use them there. And always the pouch. Citrine is a crystal that needs no cleansing and contains the energy of the sun. So it's a regenerator, warming, energizing, aura protector, and cleanser of the energy centers. It balances the subtle bodies and aligns them with the physical. It is a crystal that helps connect with the flow of feelings and the enjoyment of life, with abundance, with generosity, with creativity, self-expression, confidence, self-esteem, and motivation. And it also helps alleviate depression, fears, and phobias. Helps you focus and digest and analyze information, leading the thought into a positive direction and attitude. And it helps in concentration, and it is calming, and it revitalizes your mind. Physically, it helps and stimulates the digestive system, the spleen, the pancreas. It invalidates infections in the kidneys and bladder, helps with eye problems, good for blood circulation. It fortifies the nerves and activates the thymus and balances the thyroid gland. It activates the crown center, therefore opens intuition. And if you wear a citrine with a point facing down, it brings the golden ray of spirit into the physical realm. And one last thing, please trust your own perception, your own intuition, your own inner guidance, and use the citrine for whatever you think you might need it, and place it wherever you want. So, I've just put in the crystal I'll be using today in my crystal pouch. Here are the instructions of how to make it, so I hope it's clear enough for you to understand. Basically, you need 8 long strips of waxed string, and the concept is making knots the whole time. At the end, you can plait it and then make a knot at the points, because you're making it adjustable. So in the last 10 or 15 centimeters, don't make any knots, because that allows you to use it at the length you want. You can use it here in the neck area for this throat center, your thymus, your heart center, your solar plexus, whatever you wish. And the good thing is that it's open here, so that allows you to use whatever crystal you feel like using in the moment. They can all be programmed, but a clear quartz can be programmed for anything, regardless of the properties each crystal has. So, here's my crystal pouch.